Good evening, crafting friends. I'm Dorene Decibus from It Begins with Ink and Paper, and welcome to Funfold Friday. I'm so happy that you're able to join me tonight, either the live or on the replay or on my YouTube channel. I'm sorry I'm a little late tonight. I hope you haven't been looking too hard for me. I had some technical issues. Facebook asked me on my camera to relog back in, and I forgot my password, so I had to reset it and do all of that, and it put me about 5 minutes behind. So I apologize for that. Let me just make sure everything on my phone is working, and it looks like it is. So tonight I'm going to do a very basic fun fold. It's a 4-panel accordion card, but what's not basic about it is that I'm going to use some new product. This set is a photopolymer stamp set, and it's called Terrific Toadstools. It is found in the new mini catalog that's coming out on January 7th, and it is turning into be one of my favorite new stamp sets. I love mushrooms to begin with, and I even, with the Harris Center, teach a unit where we look at the forest on our school property, and one of the days we spend just on fungi. And so this stamp set just spoke to me. It is a bundle. It comes with a punch, and I'll be showing you that later on. I'm not going to use it tonight. I'm just going to do some cutting. This stamp set is so easy to cut out. So if you want it to save some money, just get the stamp set. Because if you're good at cutting out, you can cut these mushrooms out very easily. So that's the stamp set. It has 16 stamps. So it has 4 different mushrooms. It has a ladybug. It has 5 different stems. It has 3 sentiments. Just a little thank you. You are magical, and popping up to say hi. And it is just fun. Now, the thing that makes it even more fun is the matching designer series paper. And the designer series paper you can only get for free. Free is such a lovely word. You can get it for free through Celebration, which also starts on January 7th. And if you spend $60, this is one of the items you can choose for free product. It's the kind of designer series paper I like because it has the 48 pages like our other ones do that are 6x6, but it has 12 each of 4 different designs. And I love that because then I can make a bunch of cards with it. So let me show you the paper that it comes with. Here is the first piece. And then the background. The second piece. How funky is that? And then the background. This piece. Kind of like that ombre effect. And then the background. And then finally, I just think this piece is so cute. This one here with this as a background. Oops, maybe it has 5. I think I am missing a piece. Let me see. Because I didn't show you the piece that I am using. Yep, I missed a whole piece. I think it has 6 designs with 8 pieces. So there's this one here, and then this is a background. And then let me find the one that I'm missing because it's the one I'm using. Here we go. And then this one with the stripes on the background. So there's 6 designs, so it'd be 8 pages of each. So Now the colors that go with this Designer Series paper are Early Espresso, Fresh Freesia, Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, Poppy Parade, and Pumpkin Pie. Just lots of fun. So the card we're making tonight, like I said, it is a 4-panel accordion card. So it's going to open up like this. And that's what our card is going to look like. So lots of stamping, a little bit of cutting, and a lot of folding. Okay, let me put that aside and we'll get started. So let me just get my cheat sheet out so I can give you all of the measurements. All right, to start with, we're going to need 2 pieces of Fresh Freesia cardstock. One is going to measure 5.5 by 11, and we're going to be scoring this. I'll give you the scoring measurements in just a minute. And then we need, a piece of 3 by 3 by 6, and we're going to be scoring that at 3 inches. We're going to need, I just took a quarter sheet, 4.25 by 5, 4 by 5.25. I'm going to be stamping on this, the images that we need to cut out. For the card, we're going to need a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to need 2 pieces that measure 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. We're going to need 2 pieces of Granny Apple Green, and those measure 1.5 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to need 2 pieces of that striped paper. You could use any of the paper, actually. I used the stripe that also measures 1.5 by 5 1/4. So let's, before we start with our stamping, let's start with our scoring. You don't have to write this down. I'm going to be putting it in the comments, and it will also be in my description on my YouTube channel. So we are going to start by scoring along the 11-inch side, and we are going to be scoring at 1 3/4. We're going to be scoring at 3.5. We're going to be scoring at 5 1/4, and then again at 7 inches. So 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7 inches. Then on the 3 by 6 along the 6-inch side, we're going to be scoring at 3 inches. All right, so our scoring is all done. Let's put that aside, and let's get out what we're going to be stamping on. So I'm just going to put these pieces over with the other. We're going to get all the stamping done first. So I'm going to start with this piece that's going to go on the inside of the card. I'm going to just put it on a piece of scrap paper so I don't... Hi, Barbara. I'm glad you're popping in. So I don't leave some ink on my glass mat. But I will be using today Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, Pumpkin Pie, and Fresh Freesia. So some really nice, bright colors that hopefully will take away some of the gloom of winter, though today was a bright sunny day, so it was cold, but at least it was pretty sunny out. So I'm going to start, because on this card I want to be able to see the greeting right here down at the bottom right of this. So I am going to start by inking up my stamp in Pumpkin Pie, and I am going to stamp that right over here in that right corner. There we go. And then I am going to take my Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to take the leaf stamp, and I'm just going to start making a border underneath, and I'm going to go right up the left-hand side. So this leaf can fit in between some of those letters. And then I can just start stamping up the side. I want to leave a little bit of space between these because I'm going to have some lady bugs going in. Barbara, I am using the terrific mushrooms. Toadstools, excuse me, the terrific Toadstools, and that is found in the mini that's coming out next month. So it's a little bit of a sneak peek. Okay, while I have my green pad out, I'm going to take, I'll just set this aside for a minute. I am going to do a little bit of stamping on these 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to start here in the middle, have this one be a little lower. There we go. We'll get back to that one, and on this one we're going to use that leaf stamp again. And I'm just going to put one at the bottom going each way. So we'll have 2 of the leaves, and we're going to put some mushrooms on top of it. Okay, so that covers that green. Now let's get the fresh Freesia and the ladybug. And I'm going to go back to that larger piece, and we're just going to be putting the ladybug in amongst the leaves. So the base of the ladybug, I'm stamping in the fresh Freesia, and I'm going to have it just moving around the paper, going in lots of different directions, like it's climbing in the vines, with the leaves. And let's put one right at the top. There we go. This is a 2-step stamp. So I'm going to use Melon Mamba for the top layer of the ladybug. So let's find that one. And I'll show you these up close after I stamp them all so you can see what they look like. But it's just a little sweet addition to the card. And it'll be kind of a surprise because the way the card will fold, you won't see this when the card is closed. You won't see this side until we open up that card. Okay, let's put that aside. And let me show you what that all looks like. Pretty cute, huh? Okay, so let me set that aside. Now I need to do some stamping for the things that I would either punch out or I would cut out. And today I'm just cutting out. The punch doesn't cut out every single image. And what I'm going to do on this piece, I am going to actually stamp a whole bunch. I'm going to stamp more than I actually need, just because I'll have room on the paper so that I can make a couple more cards. I'll be showing you more of this set. I think I might even use this for January's Simply Stamping Sunday. Not sure yet, but it's making me think about it. So for the card front, I'm going to actually need 2 of these and 1 of those. But like I said, I'm going to just stamp enough to cut out and make a second card. I figure I might as well use this whole piece of paper. So that's what I need in the green. Now we're going to, on this, I'm going to stamp two things right now. So with the pumpkin pie, I'm going to add some of the smaller mushrooms. And that's what that looks like. Thank you, Barbara. All right, so we'll be doing that in different colors. I'm going to clean that one because I'm going to be using it, like I said, in different colors. There we go. And then I'm going to take the larger of the Toadstool and stamp a couple. I only need one, but this will give me an extra card. So you can see these are gilled mushrooms. I'm not putting these in any particular color. Like for a realistic look, I'm just doing what I can with them. So now I've got the fresh Freesia. So I'm going to stamp two of these. Again, I only need one. It's another gilled mushroom. And then I'm going to take those little toadstools and stamp the next one on this. Really easy to line that up, not a problem at all. And now we're going to take our Melon Mambo and we're going to start by stamping the third set. And the smallest mushroom cap. So there I've filled up my piece of paper, and I'm going to cut those out, but because of the magic of the video, I have already, like I said, these mushrooms I could have punched from using the stamp, but I just hand cut them all because I would have had to hand cut those too. So sometimes just cutting is relaxing. Okay, so now we can put the card together. We've got everything that we're going to need. So let's go back to our cardstock. Remember, I scored this at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. And I'm going to start with a mountain fold. And then I'm just going to fold it accordion. So mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold, and valley fold. Okay, so there we have our 4-panel, 1, 2, 3, 4-panel accordion. So this piece is going to go right inside the base. Now, the base, instead of being 5.5 by 4 1/4, this is actually, it is 5.5 here, but it is only 4 here. That's why I cut this paper to 3 3/4 instead of 4. So that fits right in there. Then we're going to take our pieces here and put on our accordion. Now, remember, all of these are 1.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So I'm going to just add them to the panels, alternating. So I've got the designer series paper, And then I have the garden green, the granny apple green cardstock. I just love the bright colors. Okay, so there we have the front of the card, and you can see how I can see the popping up to say hi shows right through once I folded it, but this side, which I just think is such a beautiful addition, doesn't show up at all. So now on this, we're going to fold this in half. And this is going to go on the card like this. So my front panel is going to be actually the back of the card, and that will be the inside panel. So what I'm going to do before I put anything on it, I am going to add a little bit of the Stampin' seal. So I'm going to fold it up, and I want this to be centered. And that looks good. So then I can just press it down, and you can see that it's going to hold it open like that. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for joining tonight. Okay, so now I can, on this side, put this piece. I could stamp a little hello or another little message at the top if I wanted to. I'm going to hold off on that right now and just have the little mushrooms in there. And then on the front of the card, we're going to add this piece. And there we go. So now we're going to take these items. I'm going to be using some dimensionals on most of them to pop them up. But on my big pumpkin pie shroom, I am just going to put up in this upper left corner. And I am going to take one of the stems. I'm going to add some dimensionals, because everything else is going to go on by dimensionals, and I'm going to add a small one right here. And I'm going to want this to go right up into the mushroom. So it's going to go right up there. Then I'm going to add some dimensionals to this one. And to this. And we'll put this on first. And I am just going to put this so it's going the other way. I have room for this to stick off the card, so it doesn't have to be right on this. And I'm going to put it underneath. So again, good. So again, the stem is going up into the mushroom cap. And then this last one, I'm going to actually have to put a double row of the dimensionals because it's going on top of pieces that have already that are already popped up. So I'm just trying to get it on so you can't really see them. And then we need to take off the backings to put the other one right on top. Like I said, it's an easy fold. It's just how much you want to decorate it and embellish it. So there's our first one, our second one, and our third one. And now we can put this one on. So this one is just going to kind of fit right in here. And then I will put some dimensionals on this one as well. And we're going to do the same thing, just double them up a little bit. And then we're almost done. We'll just put some bling on. I love the height of this card. It just get those nice different levels with the dimensionals. So that's what the card looks like so far. It's so pretty. And now let's add some bling. So I have here the Anybody Boken Mix. This is also coming from the January to January mini catalog. And this, let me just hold it up. It just has so much in it. All these different shapes and colors. So it has the melon mambo. It has these little like frosted glass fresh Freesia. That's what I'm going to use. See if I can find enough of those in there. I think I see enough. So I'm just going to add my liquid glue. I'm going to add 2 dots over here and 1 dot right there. And using my positioner, my little get it turned the right way. There's one. Oh, they do come in different color, different sizes. You find 2 small ones. I didn't see that last time. I used the large ones. I think there's 2 stuck together. Yes, there were. And that's what it looks like with the gems put on it. So a fun and easy fun fold tonight, a 4-panel accordion fun fold. So it's going to open up like this. You can see the greeting right here when you have it closed. When it stands, you're going to be able to see everything that's in the card. And so that is tonight's fun fold. So when I come back next Friday, it will be the new year. How exciting is that? 2025. So of course I'll be back Sunday night for the 5th week of Pretty Petals, and of course I'll be back next Friday night for another edition of Fun Fold Friday. I hope you have a great week and a happy new year, and I'll see you next Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.